Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, I missed yesterday because I was still traveling pretty much most of the day yesterday, and I'm here now. So here I am in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm at a beautiful spot gathering with some amazingly powerful people. I'm so grateful to be here. And we are learning so much about plant medicine, plant spirits, scents, oils, distilling. It is absolutely magical. But what happened was my first flight that was to go to Denver was over 2 hours delayed. And so when I got to Denver, they said, okay, like run to your next gate. They weren't scheduling me onto another flight because we were landing, and the other flight that I was supposed to catch, there was four of us that were supposed to get on that flight, and we all I didn't know who the other three were. So four people off of our flight were running. They had delayed that flight for us. Well, I had been to Denver Airport, but many, many years ago, and I didn't remember it. I just remembered it being very large. I remembered the tram or the train. And so the attendant said to me, "Okay, you've got to run down to this B50, and you're going to find escalators. It's going to take you down. You got to take the train to the A concourse and then find A19 gate." It's like, oh my gosh, okay, okay. So I ran. I couldn't find any elevator or escalator, so I kept going. I ran right past the escalators. I missed the escalators. The other three people found them. I wish that I'd known who they were. So the other people found them and they made it to the flight, but I got there just as they closed the doors. And I had run like too far down the B concourse. I had to redirect and come back and asking several people, how do I get there? And I found the escalators, got down to the train. It took me to the A concourse, and then A19 gate was like it had to have been a mile down, a mile away. And I ran and ran and ran and ran. And now the whole time I'm thinking, I sure am glad that I've been running this summer, getting back into running because, oh my God. And I had kind of like my boots on, which have a little bit of a flat heel, so it was not like running in running shoes. I was sweating. I thought I was going to throw up by the time I got to the gate, and I realized, oh my God, they left. They like closed. I missed it. Oh no. Okay, so first experience missing a flight, and the emotions were strong. So the ego, as we talked about in day 3, the ego likes to keep us in fear, right? The ego loves for us to be in fear of not enough, of, not being good enough, so right away my ego was like, how did you miss this? Oh my God, you missed this flight. And the other three people, they made it. They made it. How'd you miss it? How did you miss those escalators? How could this have happened? And I felt the emotions rising up. And I was like, what am I going to do? Here I am in Denver. And so finally, an attendant happened to come back out of the ramp area where you load onto the plane. And he knew who I was right away because he even said, okay, Janice, come here. We're going to figure this out for you. So they put me on the next flight for the next morning. They were so good. They gave me a hotel voucher. He found That was another little adventure, but I found my way to the hotel. But on the way down, because I said, how do I get out of here? Like, just tell me how I get out of here. I was feeling really kind of defeated, and I felt emotions rising up. And the emotions were rising up because I was beating myself up and then feeling alone and feeling silly and all the ego stuff that happens in our life, all that ego stuff that keeps us telling these stories. And I called my husband, I called John, and he's like, are you okay? And as soon as he said, are you okay? I felt a lump in my throat, and I'm like, nope, I'm okay. He was so good on the other end. He goes, you got this. You got this. It's okay. And I'm like, yes, I do. I do have this. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I do have this. It's okay. There are so many worse things in life to be getting upset over. And I redirected and I remembered the phrase protected and directed or protected and redirected. And I'm like, okay, universe, like just keep guiding me the way because we will figure this out. And that that experience really fits quite perfectly into today's topic of, your job is to stop the ego in its tracks. And this is something that we become really aware of in clearing debris through forgiveness, which is kind of what this is about, right? This is day 4 of calling all abundance. And we got to redirect. We've got to redirect our thoughts. We've got to settle. It's emotional intelligence. It's settling down, going, wait a minute. I do have this. I'm a grown woman. I've traveled before. Is this going to be okay? Right? Low vibe thoughts are very addictive. It's very easy to slide into those low vibe thoughts. It's very easy to allow our emotions to take the wheel. And so that's what we want to become more aware of is where are we letting those emotions run the show? And when are we able to stop it, take a breath, be aware of what's happening? I was fully aware that my emotions were starting to take over, and it would have been so easy to stand there in the middle of the airport and start crying, but I didn't. I took a breath and I'm like, I can figure this out. So when you get into fear, get to the root of it. What is the root of your fear? I'm afraid I won't have enough money. I'm afraid I'm not good enough. I'm afraid I won't get it done. I can't get it all done on time. I'm afraid I don't have the energy to get things done. I'm afraid I'll be asked to handle more than I can handle. I'll be asked to do more than I can handle. I'm afraid of going in debt. I'm afraid of losing things. What are the fears coming up? Because a lot of times it's just the fear of being unsupported. And when we can come back into our center, redirect, realign, remember that we are always supported, that there is always guidance there, then we can get back into our center in just a few breaths and say, universe, I need help. Bring it in. Let's do this. And, the other thing was, here I was in a strange city, in a big airport, and to stop and look around and go, what am I afraid of? None of these people are going to hurt me. None of these people are even paying attention that I'm okay. And if I stop and ask people, they will help me. All I got to do is ask and they will help. And which I did. And I found my way out. I found my way down. I called a hotel, asked them if they had a shuttle. Yeah. They said, yes, we do. You need to get out there though within 2 minutes or you're going to have a 40 to 45-minute wait. And I'm like, where am I going? And she said, get out to door 512. And we're on island number 3. And I'm like, door 512. And I'm looking at the signs around me as I'm talking to her. I'm like, is that, and I saw east and I saw west. I'm like, is that east or west? And she said, it's west. And luckily it was right there. So I ran out the door. I thought, oh no, I can't wait another 40, 45 minutes. It was already, after 10 p.m. And I'm like, I just need to get to my hotel room, settle, and get a little bit of sleep before my early morning flight. But that's the thing. It was my opportunity to walk my talk. It was my opportunity to say, okay, let's stay centered. Let's stay centered. Let's not let the emotions move in and take control. Because when emotions are high, intelligence is low. And we need to remember that. So day 4 is about being aware of your fears and redirecting. Day 4 is about, not hiding from them, Don't pretend they're not there. Call them out. Call those fears out. What is the fear? What is it that I am afraid of? What's the worst thing that could happen right now? And how can I protect myself? How can I pull myself back into the centeredness that I know where my power is, and I know I have the ability to call in that beautiful support that is all around us all the time. Okay, so that is day 4 of Calling All Abundance. I apologize that it is late, being kept so busy here. But you guys have a beautiful day. And if you are coming in to Clearing Debris Through Forgiveness, I have not plugged my computer in to see if anyone has joined. So please, if you haven't heard from me and you've joined, don't worry. I'm going to reach out to you. And I love you. And I will see you guys. Hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Mwah. Bye for now.